Hey guys, it's Dr. Kirby here and we're back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a pre-release beginner's guide, basics guide build discussion on Volibear. We're gonna go through everything, but not too, detailed. I'm gonna give you guys a brief idea so that you guys could be aware of what to expect from him when you start playing him on release. The builds that I'm gonna be giving could change from release, but these are the ones that I built or try to cop up based on what they do in top lane builds and trying to implement it more into the wildrift style. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I am in the what's this, op.gg site, which is where all the magic happens when you want to look at guides and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go through Volibear and top lane. Let's start with the abilities first. So passive. Oh, why is it like that? I like it at the bottom. Anyway, so Volibear's passive is Relentless Storm. Volibear's attacks and abilities grant him attack speed stacking up to 5 times. It doesn't say there, but it says it's 5 times on PC. Could be 5 times on Wildrift as well, who knows. At 5 stacks, his attacks deal bonus magic damage to nearby enemies. Also, this passive gives him attack speed, so you can kind of get the hint of what kind of foundation you want for his build. Okay, let's see. The first skill is Thundering Smash. So he gains movement speed and he goes on all fours charging, right? But he's doubled. His speed is doubled when he's going near champions. If he is stunned or immobilized in this state, like in his running state, the cooldown will refresh and he gets enraged. And he stuns the target. And also refreshes its cooldown when they get stunned, when he gets stunned. So yeah. So think of it as like an empowered auto attack. It's still an auto attack, but it's just empowered. Also, remember, in his passive, every time he does damage, no matter what, he'll gain a stack of that attack speed passive. So even if he's hitting a minion or something, he'll get it. Even if he's hitting his third skill, his second skill, everything. Everything. He doesn't have to hit champions, he can hit anything to get that passive up. So it's nice to make note of that. Second skill, Frenzied Maul. So in this state, he kind of gets... I'm sorry, I'm so coughing right now. He mauls an enemy with dealing physical damage and they mark them for who knows how many seconds. If the enemy is marked blue, his damage to that target increases. Like, he deals more damage, he bites them even harder. That increases the damage and restores his missing health depending on what is the amount. This can also be applied with on-hit effects, and so, your Nashers, your Wit's End. And yeah, it's already mentioned here that you do more damage when you mark them. When you hit a marked target with your maul, you do more damage and heals, basically. So yeah, I'm making it sound complicated as it seems, but So his third skill is Sky Splitter. Now this ability is so annoying. So he summons like an AoE field that hits a specific location. If Volibear is on it, he gets a shield that is equal to, who knows. What does it say here? It's based on his max health, and it shields him for like a couple of seconds depending on what it is in Wildrift. It also hits an enemy, so magic damage. And this is a good tool for like when you're trying to engage with your dash, right? And you turn on that shield, stun them, it hits them. Kind of like a Swain when you use your third skill, your never move, and then use your second skill, that slow. Kind of like that wombo combo. So yeah, you don't really max this early. This is more of your last max, to be honest. And the ultimate is this Sky Splitter? What is it called? Stormbringer. So Volibear jumps up into the air like Thor in Ragnarok, as you can see from the animation, and he transforms. He gains health, attack range for the next few seconds. When he lands, he disables towers if he's near a tower, and it deals physical damage to the nearby targets around him. The innermost circle of it, as we saw in the spotlight, does more damage. The outer one, not so much. They are slowed though. The enemies in it suffer more damage. The outer ones not so much. Kind of like a karma, you could say. So yeah, for maxing, you want to max for, well, it depends on what build you want. The build I'm focusing on is mostly like him being a fighter. Not really much a tank, but I do have a tank and an AP bruiser build here. So, you know, we get it twisted. So you max this one first because this is mostly his damage dealing ability. As you can see, it has a short cooldown, not crazy mana cost. I don't know if this is the same in wildrift. And yeah, it's just the ability you're gonna use to stack your passive with, and you're just gonna keep on mauling them, you know, grr. For your second maxing, you're gonna max the Q because you want to engage on them, right? And it is an empowered auto attack. So not only you're getting movement from them, but you're also gaining more damage. So it's a good combo with his all-in combo, and you're always gonna use it anyway. So you max this. Second, your last max is obviously the third skill because it's more of a utility tool. You use it to poke from a distance if you're trying to, you know, farm safely, or if you're gonna initiate, you immediately hit this first and then you start charging at them and then you stun. Note that when as I mentioned, when you do more movement speed when you're towards a target. So when you're charging towards a target like this, you gain more movement speed. Think of it as like a Righteous Glory. That's why Righteous Glory enchant is really nice on him as well. But you know, I don't really like that item. So, and then your ultimate whenever you can. Okay, let's talk about counters and summoner spells. For summoner spells, it's obviously just Flash Ignite. Pretty much standard, or Ghost Flash, or Ghost Ignite, you know the T. Now what counters Volibear? Well, being a fighter, he kind of loses to champions that kite him, to champions that are more tankier than him, or champions that have a way stronger initiation and then disengage after. So, for example, Quinn's not in Wildrift. Varus, they're long range, they could poke. Varus has his Blight passive. When he gets enough stacks, he can throw his first skill, boom. Quinn can engage with her third skill. If you don't know, she backflips and then it slows the target, and then she can poke with her auto attack range. Because these two outrange Volibear, because I think Volibear's range is pretty small, and he really has to initiate. He needs to charge, but Quinn can cancel that out. Or in Varus's case, he can root the what's his name? Volibear, and kill him. For Singe's case, we all know who Singe is. Singe is Slow King. He also poisons them, so if he tries charging at them, he can just flip him through his white goo and ground him. He can't move, he can't flash out, and then he's gonna poke him with the poison. Rammus is the same case. He's a little tankier, so Rammus can't do anything about it. But if you are building AP, I think you can get away with this AP on hit. But then again, you know, he's gonna out tank you, and in a team fight you can get wiped out because he's distracting you and the enemy team focuses on you. In Jack's case, Jax has a dodge stun thing, his dodge counter. So I think he gets away from engage that Volibear has. So when Volibear engages, he can just throw that stun off, canceling his engage, and he can't get to stun him, but Jax stuns him back. And then Jax can re-engage now that he has no cooldowns. When you're playing Baron lane, it's all about the cooldown management. You know, you need to know which cooldowns were used so that you can initiate in properly, so that you can kill him. You know, that's how it is. As you can see, Jax is being played in 471 games in Volibear matchups. Interesting. So who is he strong against? Well, some champions that are just similar to Volibear, I guess, like auto attack key based. I'm surprised that Vladimir is here. It kind of makes me wonder how. It's hard to think. But in Trundle's case, he doesn't really have anything that can kill Volibear ASAP. He does have his pillar, but in a 1v1 situation, I think Volibear wins that because he has more attack speed than what's his name, Trundle. Tryndamere as well, but the thing is, I think Tryndamere can win his 1v1 fight with Volibear if he has ult. But if he doesn't have ult, he's kind of useless. Think about it, the attack speed, he gains more attack speed. When he ults, he gains more health, he gains more attack damage. Everything is capping up to that point where if he doesn't have ult, Tryndamere, he's kind of dead. Because he's so squishy as well, because he's building mostly crit. Meanwhile, the Volibear builds I'm going to be giving are a mix of, like, you know, damage and tankiness. Fiora similar. If she's able to miss her riposte, that stun, she actually can lose that 1v1 because the only engage she has, she can disengage with her first skill. But once she doesn't have her lunge anymore, she can, if Volibear catches up to her and her riposte is a long cooldown, she can get taken down easily because her riposte is a long cooldown, and you know, Volibear can kill you with so much attack speed, and ignite, boom, she's dead. Yasuo, actually, now that I think about it, Yasuo is actually makes sense because you can go through his wall, I think, right? You can pass through his wall. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't played Yasuo. And then you can stun him. You can poke his passive with his third skill. You know, while he's CSing like that. So I kind of get it. And if you build Merc Treads on him, you can not get rooted easily, or armor boots, whatever. So yeah. So now let's talk about the builds that I have presented to the class. Can I, no, not that, that's my thumbnail. Okay, let's talk about, that was my thumbnail from the last video. Let's talk about this build right here that I have, an AP Bruiser build. Now this is a somewhat squishy build. Well, the first two are, but then once you start getting your Rift Makers and your other items, you kind of become more tanky. Let's talk about the runes and spells first. As I mentioned, always ignite, flash, whatever. For your runes, it could either be lethal tempo, because like I said, that passive will stack up 5 times, could be 5 times, and then lethal tempo kicks in, and then you're just hitting. This is kind of like a Warwick build, but AP, you know, and you're focusing on hit. Volibear doesn't really have much AP, maybe on his third skill, but we're focusing on him just being an auto attacker. So some champions that can kite him can counter this build, like a Ashe, Vayne, etc. So for runes, Little Tempo or Conqueror is nice if you want more adaptive damage. With Conqueror, that's good. If you want more attack speed, Little Tempo is good. Also the extra range, he gains more attack range when he's max stacks. What's this called? I forgot what this is called. The on-hit one. Good because it increases more of his on-hit potential and it scales later on. Second Wind is good because if you are in a somewhat pokey matchup like a Teemo or something like that, you can use Second Wind to just regen it up. And I know that Second Wind was buffed recently, so that's Second Wind or Revitalize? Second Wind probably, right? Or Revitalize. I forgot the name. There's a lot of runes in my head. And then the Demolisher turret thingy, that's good as well if you're split pushing, especially with this Hull Breaker item. You know, you can win your 1v1s because you're somewhat tanky now with this item. So yeah, let's talk about items. Your main core is Nashor's Tooth. That's your main damage item. Works well. Gives you on-hit passive, I think. It gives you an on-hit passive. Does it? It gives you an on-hit, more AP, attack speed. She's the one. And it recently got readjusted. Riftmaker, once again, if you have Conqueror, it will stack up with Riftmaker. Oh, I do that a lot, even on Gwen. You know, Gwen benefits from that. So think of it like a Gwen, where you're attacking more. The more you're fighting, the more damage you're gonna do. You're gonna do your true damage, your corruption. What was the passive? Corruption thingy. I know what it is, but I just don't remember the name. So yeah, that's good. Gives you more health, gives you more AP. We love to see it. For your boots, it could be situational. If you're against AD, you go with your steel plated caps, boots. You go your Merc Treads AP. And if you are against someone, if you're snowballing, take CDR if you want, because you can hit your second skill, your Maul, more actively, if that's what you want. And then after your core, which is these three, your boots, Nashor's, and Riftmaker, you can go Hullbreaker. Hullbreaker gives you AD, I think, stats, which is good because he's still an AD attacker. And if you're mostly a split pusher, which what this item is, you can actually keep on fighting the enemy 1v1, and the enemy Baron laner. Oh, I burped. The enemy Baron laner is forced to probably help in the other side of the lane, so you can go mid lane. You can go into the bot lane. So Hullbreaker is good, or you can replace it with something else. Maybe Sterix would be nice if you want a little more AD, especially with Sterix's passive, the two-handed axe, which gives you more AD. I think that's good too, so you can dabble with that. This one is really random. Crystalline Reflector. Now Crystalline Reflector is kind of like a Zhonya's, but without the Zhonya's. Now this is good because it gives you more AP and armor. And I think the passive is this. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Crystalline Reflector is good because the passive is when they hit you, like if anything AD hits you, they reflect back with magic damage. And since you're mostly having like 2 items worth of magic damage, I think this will benefit well, and it could be game changing, I guess. And Crystalline Reflector is underrated in general anyway, so we need to show her some love, you know. So try that out and see it for yourself. And then Frozen Heart is good for slowing the target nearby and catching up to them so that they don't kite you. So this could be good for like people who can kite you. And with your first skill, your I'm gonna get you. That could be able to kill them instantly, you know. I don't know what I said there. I lost my words there. But basically, if you use your first skill, you could the aura of the Frozen Heart can get you to kill them because they're slowed. The end. So yeah, that was the AP Bruiser build. Do with it as you may. You can adjust it to your liking, etc. Conqueror, lethal, whatever. Now we'll go to the tanky fighter. Now I don't know what I'm gonna use a tanky fighter for. I'm not really a fan of some. Well, Shen is good. Oh, Shen, good one. Tanky fighter. So this is mostly for when you're lacking tank and you wanna you're forced to tank. So this is the build for you, girl. So your core mostly is, I think this is your only like, you're not gonna do much damage, but considering he's already has so much damage built in, that the fact that you're tank, you're still kind of be doing more damage compared to a Malphite, you know, because you're just attacking. So wait, what's this item? Frostfire Gauntlet. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. So Frostfire Gauntlet, this item is good because it applies on hit effects with your second skill, you know. So you're gonna get that big AoE and it's gonna slow the target. You can be able to poke more with your passive, and your passive is gonna stack, and then boom, you're just gonna be like a slowing king. Complement that with a Frozen Heart once again with the slow aura. You're gonna be able to catch them. They're dead. The end. Right? Your boots again situational, and then for your last 3 items, it could be just a mix of whatever your team needs. So in my case, if you're against a mixed team, you can go Thornmail. You can go, what is this item? Spirit Visage for more of that inner healing, increased self healing, and that health and AP, and also your Warmogs. With Warmogs, you're gonna be so tanky. When you ult, you're huge. You know, that's what I'm saying. So for runes, it's similar. The similar secondary runes, you can adapt that to a tank version if you want. And you can actually, you know that rune where when you ult you gain a shield, that could be a good one here too, instead of second wind. But you might have a hard time in your laning, so I would be careful with that. And then your core rune is Grasp. Grasp is that girl. I use it on Shen. It's good on those tanks that kind of poke a lot and then they get the health back. This could be good on Swain top actually, which I've never made a Swain video yet. I should. So there's that. And Demolish Turret always, and then your spells are Ignite and Flash. But yeah, that was the, what is this now? But that was the build for Swain. I hope you guys get prepared. I hope you guys were prepared and educated for whatever is to come. I need to go to my Twitter. Let's go to Twitter. So yeah, that was the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure I hope you guys learned something. Are you guys excited for, what's his name? Volibear. I might do an Ornn guide next. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, like it. If you don't, dislike it. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell for whenever I upload a new video. I am a VTuber. If you're new to my channel, I am a VTuber who does wildrift content, and I also do content on the side that is not wildrift related because, you know, we love a variety. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, as you can see here, Dr. Curvy_YT. Make sure you guys join my Discord, link in the description below. That's where I'm mostly at when I'm not really making videos or playing. Also on Twitter, I'm also there 24/7. Make sure you donate to my PayPal/Coffee or send me a thanks via YouTube. You know, thanks is not really seen. You see it, you know, next to share, you see those 3 dots. You click on it and then it says thanks there. You need to fix that UI. We need some, you know, UI-ness here. What else? And subscribe. That's yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.